Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be diving into the world of the hypothetical. Right now, I need you to pretend like we live in a world where every single active WWE superstar were to retire today, as in right now. Because then that lets us explore the question, if every single active WWE superstar on the main roster were to retire today, are they worthy of entering the WWE Hall of Fame or not? So we're going to look at every single active competitor. We're going to look at their career, the things that they've accomplished, the legacy that they've left behind for the business, and answer, are they worthy of entering the Hall of Fame as they are right now today? Obviously, there's going to be many people where the answer is no, but eventually they will become Hall of Famers, but that's not what we're doing. We're looking at them as they are today. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I'm really confident that you're going to fall in love with this YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And if you are looking for more than just daily wrestling content, come on over to the Patreon, patreon.com/SantiZab. Over there, we upload so much more extra content that never gets uploaded here to YouTube. So come check it out. Link in the description, link in the pinned comment for you. All right, let's start with the video and probably piss off some people. Let's start things off by talking about AJ Styles, one of the easier ones on this list because the answer is duh. Obviously, he's entering the Hall of Fame as of today, not just because of his body of work in the WWE, which includes championships, main events, being in the main event of a WrestleMania. By the way, it's crazy to think about the fact that AJ Styles has been in the WWE for 9 years, still kind of blowing my mind. But really, it's about the legacy of work that he's done outside of the WWE, in New Japan, in TNA, in the Indies. That body of work alone outside of the WWE is Hall of Fame worthy. So the answer is absolutely yes. AJ Styles is a Hall of Famer as of today. In fact, I'd say he's a headline Hall of Famer. We love Tozawa, but I don't see it happening. Maybe with another decade of being just an excellent comedy character, he might get in that way, but right now the answer is definitely no. Same with Alba Fire. Love Alba Fire's body of work like in the ring, but she just hasn't done enough as a singles competitor or as a tag team competitor to say that she's entering the Hall of Fame as of today. No. Alex Shelley. Some of you might default to immediately saying no, but the answer is absolutely 100% yes. Maybe not because of his career in the WWE, which as of the making of this video is less than 6 months old, but because of his entire career. Look, WWE has inducted people into the Hall of Fame for their body of work elsewhere. Sting is a great example, who was in the WWE for like a hot minute and they still put him in the Hall of Fame because of his insanely legendary career elsewhere. And when you talk about the Sting of the tag team world, Motor City Machine Guns kind of fits that bill. So I'm going to say that Alex Shelley absolutely would make it into the Hall of Fame today as a member of the legendary tag team, the Motor City Machine Guns. Don't forget, Motor City Machine Guns are your favorite tag team's favorite tag team. Alexa Bliss, I would actually also say yes. Even though she is young, she started very young in the WWE and in that time has amassed a great career, some great memories. She's done some insane things in terms of the people that she's worked with, the things that she's won. I would say as of today, she would be a Hall of Famer. She might not necessarily be like first ballot. You know, I wouldn't say she's the headliner, but I've seen women with lesser accomplishments make it into the WWE Hall of Fame than Alexa Bliss. She absolutely deserves it today. Andrade just hasn't done enough in the WWE to really even make this a discussion. I think it's an easy no. Same with Angel. This is another easy no. This is a bit more of a discussion. Angelo Dawkins. By himself, of course, he doesn't make it into the WWE Hall of Fame as of today, but the Street Profits. Does the Street Profits earn a first day Hall of Fame spot based on what they've accomplished today? I'm going to say not yet. They're close. My goodness. If they can just do 2 more years of being near the top of the tag team division, I would say yes, but right now I still feel like they need a little bit more, so I'm going to say no. Apollo Crews, this is an easy no. I love Apollo Crews, but no. Asuka might be one of the easiest yeses. Absolutely 100%. Asuka is a first ballot WWE Hall of Famer. If there was an NXT Hall of Fame, she should be one of the first inductees into that Hall of Fame as well. The answer is emphatically yes for Asuka. Austin Theory in his young career has accomplished a lot, but there still needs to be a lot more to be accomplished in order to even consider Austin Theory based on where he is today. No. B-Fab, no. Bayley is an easy yes. If Bayley were to retire today, it's an instant Hall of Fame entry right away. And look at everything that she's accomplished. Championships. She's won things like Elimination Chamber. She's won Royal Rumbles. She's been in the women's headlining of WrestleMania. She was one of the pioneers of women's wrestling coming out of NXT and really being one of the driving forces of the women's revolution of professional wrestling. Not only is her career in the WWE fruitful, but the legacy that she's leaving behind, the trail that she blazed for women coming in after her is going to be be felt for decades to come. Absolutely 100% yes for Bayley. Berto, the answer is no, just like Angel. Bianca Belair is another emphatic yes in terms of the things that she's accomplished, even though she hasn't been a part of the WWE main roster for that long when you really think about it. But in her short time, she's had legendarily long championship reigns. She's been a dominant force in the main event scene, main evented a WrestleMania, won a Royal Rumble based on just her resume alone. Good God, of course she's a Hall of Famer today. Bronson Reed, I feel like, is on his way to be one of those monsters that could enter the Hall of Fame, but there's still a lot more that needs to be accomplished for me to be confident and say yes. I just wish this career wasn't so start-stop with injuries. Right now, as of the making of this video, I feel pretty confident in saying no. Big E, this is an easy one. Of course, he's in the Hall of Fame as a member of the New Day. I mean, all the members of the New Day are a yes immediately. They are one of the most iconic tag teams, iconic factions in the history of the sport. He was a WWE champion in his own right as well. This is an easy yes for me. Braun Strowman, okay, look, by himself, I feel like I think you probably have to say yes. Like, in terms of big men that WWE has had, he's amongst the best that they've had in terms of athleticism, in terms of things that he's accomplished, winning championships, winning a championship at WrestleMania. But I still feel like he's like a league below many of those main eventers. But one of the reasons why I think he is an easy yes is because if we induct him as a member of the Wyatt family, that's an easy entry for Braun Strowman. So he might have several angles where he's a first day Hall of Famer if things were to end today with the Wyatt family and as himself. Braun Breaker, it's inevitable, but as of the making of this video, if things were to end today, no, he is not a Hall of Famer. Same thing goes with Brutus. It's an easy no. Candice is an easy no as well. Carlito is an enigma because I feel like he was well on his way to being a Hall of Famer, but then he disappeared for so long from the WWE lexicon, but he still continued to be very relevant in the independents in Puerto Rico and whatnot. But I'm going to say no. Carmelo Hayes, still very early on in his career. It's an easy no, but I could definitely see a world where he builds himself to being an easy yes. Chad Gable, unfortunately, no. I feel like there's still a lot of juice left where he could eventually get to yes, but as of the making of this video, I unfortunately have to say it's an easy no. Listen, he's an amazing technical wrestler, so is Dean Malenko, and he's still not in the Hall of Fame. Charlotte, whether you love her or you hate her, it's the easiest yes on this list. Of course, the person with the most women's championships ever in the sport is going to be in the Hall of Fame if things were to end today. If she retires today, she literally gets inducted into the Hall of Fame tomorrow. Chelsea Green, we love Chelsea Green, but I still think that there's a lot more to Chelsea Green's career that could eventually make me say, yeah, of course, that's somebody that's a Hall of Famer the second that they retire. But as of the making of this video, I still think that there's too much left to be accomplished, so the answer is no. Chris Sabin, basically just take everything that I said about Alex Shelley and put it here, so the answer is absolutely yes. CM Punk, another really easy yes. It's kind of crazy to think about what CM Punk's legacy in the WWE would look like had he not left for the better part of 10 years from 2014 to 2023. But even with everything that happened between him and WWE, this is an easy yes. If he were to retire today, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Cody Rhodes basically carved out his Hall of Fame career in the past 2 years alone. Since returning to the WWE, he's done more things than most people are able to accomplish in a 20-year career within the WWE. The answer is yes. Back-to-back Royal Rumble winner. He's about to be a 3 straight WrestleMania main eventer for night 2. You tack on that extra night 1 main event that he had at WrestleMania 40, and the things that he's done are legendary when it comes to just the 2 years that we're talking about. The answer is yes. Cruz del Toro, ever since he shaved, the answer is no. Had he still had his beard, I might be saying yeah, but no. Dakota Kai, I think it's an easy no. Unfortunately, she just hasn't done enough to make me say yes really easily right now at this point in her career. Damian Priest is such an enigma. The question is Judgment Day a Hall of Fame worthy faction? If you're going to say yes to that, then yeah, then he's a for Hall of Fame or as a member of the Judgment Day. In his singles career, we're still so early on because pre-Judgment Day, he was basically just floating around. He wasn't really doing much of substance that's like, yeah, I'm going to remember that guy for years to come. Let's enshrine him into the Hall of Fame. He's just starting to start that portion of his career. So as a singles, the answer is no. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say that Judgment Day is not a Hall of Fame faction, maybe ever. There's just too many start-stops, so many good things about Judgment Day, but also equally just so many bad things that Judgment Day has gone through. They're so start-stop in terms of how important they feel. So right now, I would say that no, Judgment Day as a faction isn't in the Hall of Fame. Dexter Lumis, I think this is an easy no. I think we all agree here. Dominic Mysterio, again, it'd be a question about the Judgment Day. I think because I've already said no about the Judgment Day being a Hall of Fame worthy faction, I'm going to say no here for Dominic Mysterio. I think he's obviously well on his way to get there, but in terms of the things that he's accomplished by himself, I would say no. Dragon Lee, I'm going to say no here. Drew McIntyre is an easy yes, not only because of his great body of work in the WWE since returning and coming into NXT, then graduating from there, and then becoming a monster on the main roster, but I also think he's a Hall of Famer based on the trail that he blazed for people that need to reinvent themselves. This is a man that was fired, was basically seen as useless in the WWE, and at the end of his first run, reinvented himself, got jacked, went to the Indies, had great matches, reinvented his character, came back to the WWE, and became undeniably a Hall of Famer as of today. Bro, come on. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, come on, Santino. That was a sneak peek of this week's Wrestling is Cool Match Club, available exclusively on patreon.com/SantiZap. This week, we're looking at Rusev versus John Cena at WrestleMania 31, where he comes out in a freaking tank. CM Punk versus Ricky Starks on an episode of AEW Collision in 2023. The NXT Black and Gold Classic between Aleister Black and Andrade at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. Motor City Machine Guns versus Kevin Steen and El Generico on Ring of Honor. And the 2012 Elimination Chamber match, the one that Santino almost freaking won. You'll be getting this and more, like the Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, the Wrestling is Cool podcast 3 days earlier than everywhere else, the currently ongoing Undertaker WrestleMania match watch along, the currently ongoing Royal Rumble match watch along, and so much more content that never appears here on YouTube because it would just get blocked here on YouTube. So go check it out, patreon.com/SantiZap. The link will be in the description or in the pinned comment. I'm confident that if you even give it just one shot, 1 month, that you're going to fall in love with it. There is so much content, hundreds of hours of content already available for you. So go check it out. If you're already a patron, thank you so much for your support. Now let's get you back into the video. Look, I love Pretty Deadly, but I don't think either member of Pretty Deadly is making it in. Rowan is a Hall of Famer, not by himself or the work that he's done outside of the WWE, but purely because of being a member of the Wyatt family. He will be inducted. If things were to end and they're going to decide, do we induct the Wyatt family? The answer is yes, and Eric would get in because of that. War Raiders is fascinating because their run in WWE has been very lackluster. I think it's starting to pick up. Their run on NXT was awesome, but then their run before they joined the WWE was fantastic. Here's the thing. It's not like a legendary outside of WWE career like Motor City Machine Guns, so I can't really rely on that to say, yeah, that the things that they've done outside of the WWE, that's Hall of Fame worthy, so I am going to say no. Finn Balor is a yes, even though today's Finn Balor fans are just the saddest people on the planet because they want so much more for Finn Balor, and we all agree that he deserves more, but he just is treated like the biggest pin machine on the planet. But this guy has been pivotal for WWE for a very long time. One of the pioneers of the transition from NXT to the main roster. And let's not forget his work in New Japan and being in Bullet Club, etc. This guy is a mainstay of professional wrestling that will be remembered forever. Hall of Famer. Grayson Waller, too early on in his career, it's an easy no. Gunther is actually a really easy yes, even though he hasn't been in the main roster for that long, purely because of that record that he has with the Intercontinental Championship. It was a record that got the Honky Tonk Man into the Hall of Fame, for Christ's sake. You don't think that it's going to get Gunther, somebody that not only holds the record, but also is a world champion as well, that has a legacy that he built outside of the WWE and the independents in Europe? Yeah, this guy is a Hall of Famer. Ilya Dragunov, as of right now, I'm going to say no, and it hurts to say that, but I hope that when he comes back, that over the next 10 years, this man just torches it, so it's an easy yes. Ivar, take everything that I said about Eric and put it here. The answer is no. Ivy Nile, I think that this is a pretty easy no. Io Sky to me is an easy yes, not only because of the things that she's accomplished, like winning world championships, being one of the women's side headliners for WrestleMania 40, being a pioneer of transitioning from NXT to the main roster, but also being a pioneer for helping transition Japanese wrestlers to stateside wrestling as well. She also had a very, very lucrative career outside of the WWE, traveling the entire world, being part of Stardom for like 8 years. Like, she is a fully accomplished professional wrestler that maybe doesn't have the longest resume within the WWE, but the resume even that she has in the short amount in the WWE is also quite impressive. I'm going to say yes. The real answer for Jacob Fatu is no, but if he told you, hey, add me to the Hall of Fame, all gas, no brakes, are you going to be the one to tell him no? Because I'm sure as shit not going to be the one to tell him no. Jade Cargill, the answer is no, but she's definitely on her way. Right now, as of today, no. JD McDonough, great career before the WWE, but not like, you know, a legendary Sting-like career to say yes. The answer is no. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, let's be honest, these guys are going to be multi-time Hall of Famers if they were to retire today. They are a member of the Hall of Fame because of their work as a tag team, as a member of the Usos. They'll probably get into the Hall of Fame because being members of the original bloodline. And hell, Jay might be on his way to maybe carving out a singles career in the Hall of Fame. Not right now, but because of the bloodline and the Usos legacy that they have, they're Hall of Famers. Joaquin Wilde, maybe like the easiest no of my life. Joe Gacy is a no. John Cena, like the easiest yes ever. Obviously, he's considered the GOAT by many. He's probably going to break the record for having the most WWE recognized world championships ever in the history of this sport. He was the face of an entire generation. Do I need to keep going? Of course, the answer is yes for John Cena. Johnny Gargano, if there was an NXT Hall of Fame, this dude should be the first one in there, but WWE Hall of Fame, I'm going to say no. Julius Creed is a no. Kairi Sane, she had a lot of what Io Sky had prior to WWE, her years of traveling the world and in Stardom, but she hasn't been able to really catch the same fire that Io Sky has in the WWE. So because of that, I'm going to say no. Karrion Kross right now is a no. Both members of KC2, I would say, are both no's. Kevin Owens is such an easy yes, of course. If he were to retire today, he is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Everything that he's accomplished, the storylines that he's been a part of, the WrestleMania main events that he's been a part of, the dude has the resume for it. Of course, the answer is yes for Kevin Owens. Kiana James, the answer is no. We already talked about Pretty Deadly in no capacity gets into the Hall of Fame today. Kofi Kingston, the answer is yes, and you have an argument for getting into the Hall of Fame twice, both as a singles competitor. He had a long-standing career within the WWE. Sure, it wasn't, winning world championships, but he was one of the most reliable guys in the mid-card that WWE has had. But then also the easiest Hall of Fame entry is as a member of the New Day. The answer is yes here. LA Knight, the answer is no. Liv Morgan, right now the answer is no, but it's such a yes a little bit down the line. And the only reason I'm saying this is because her real main event run has only just started. She really took a really long time to really find her spot as a main eventer, to find her spot as a mainstay of WWE women's wrestling. She has landed there. And if she just stays there a little bit longer, I think that she's an easy, day one Hall of Famer. But right now, if she were to retire, I would say no. But even if she were to retire today, there's a deep debate that needs to be had. Logan Paul, depends on how you want to consider him. Are we talking about celebrity wing? If it's celebrity wing, Hall of Fame, easy. In terms of the things that he's done as a celebrity in WWE, come on, I don't think anyone would argue this. The thing is that I think he even himself sees himself as an actual performer, not in the WWE Hall of Fame, a wing for celebrities. I think that he wants to be considered a WWE Hall of Famer as an actual in-ring performer. If that's the case, the answer is no right now. Ludwig Kaiser, the answer is no. Lyra Valkyria, still a long ways to go. As of right now, the answer is no. Maxine Dupree, as of right now, the answer is no. Michin, as of right now, the answer is also no. The Miz, such an easy yes. It's funny because The Miz had such an up and down career. If you told me that The Miz was going to be a easy shoe-in Hall of Famer back in 2010, I might legitimately burst out laughing in your face. But based on everything that he's accomplished, the legendary runs that he's had as Intercontinental Champion, the man basically is the Intercontinental Championship. When you look at the legacy of the championship over the last 15 years, in main eventing WrestleMania, as he'll tell you, beating John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania, he is, of course, a first ballot Hall of Famer today. So we already made the decision about the Street Profits being a no, at least for now. They're borderline. Montez for it is then a no. This one can be a little bit tricky. I like, this is so borderline, like, to talk about Naomi, like if she were to retire today, is she a Hall of Famer? I mean, we're talking about somebody that's won world championships in the WWE, in TNA. She made a big name for herself in TNA and came back. I just don't think that we're talking about somebody on the level of somebody like Bianca Belair. I just don't think so. So I think that there's still some ways to go for Naomi for me to really be convinced to be like a really easy yes right now. The answer, like if she were to retire, my answer would be no. Natalya, the answer is yes. As much as so many of you dislike Natalya, Natalya literally paved the goddamn way for women's wrestling today. You look at the Divas era of professional wrestling, and it was basically like her, Michelle McCool, and Beth Phoenix trying to hold that shit down and having like actual good wrestling matches, as opposed to just being trotted out there to just be a quick 2-minute bathroom break circus show. She is one of the pillars that really made women's wrestling into what it is today, and she deserves so much more respect for that. This is an easy yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, Nia Jax, I am going to say no. I kind of have Nia Jax like in terms of yes or no in the same vein as Naomi. I need to see more, a little bit more from Nia Jax over the next couple of years. I mean, she sure as hell is on her way in terms of things that she's accomplished and accolades. We're talking about Queen of the Ring. Let's not forget that, multi-time world champion. But she just hasn't really had that like definitive like set of matches or feuds or like long-lasting moments, in my opinion, to like say yes as of right now. She still has plenty to go in her career. I think eventually the answer will be yes, but if the dust were to settle today, I would say no. Nikki Cross, I'm gonna say no. Omos, I'm gonna say no. Otis, I'm also gonna say no. Penta, love Penta, but right now the answer is no. Again, when it comes to his work outside of the WWE, it is amazing. He's got a great resume, but if I'm comparing it to, you know, if the bar is like Sting, he's just not there. Pete Dunne, the answer is no. Piper Niven, the answer is also no. R-Truth is an easy yes. His longevity in professional wrestling is insane. This guy's been part of the Attitude Era. He's been part of TNA's rise, the Ruthless Aggression era, and has been in the WWE for well over a decade at this point with his latest run. This guy is just an institution when it comes to professional wrestling. Is he a multi-time world champion? Is he winning Royal Rumbles, headlining WrestleManias? No, but he earns his way into the Hall of Fame for various other reasons, just being such a memorable character and somebody that I really believe is going to influence many comedic characters moving forward in the WWE. Not everyone has to be multi-time Hall of Famer here, folks. Randy Orton, dude, he's entering the Hall of Fame today as like twice, as himself, as Randy Orton, and as a member of Evolution. This is such an easy yes. Raquel Rodriguez, I would say that as of right now, the answer is no. Rey Mysterio is already in the Hall of Fame, so who cares what I think? Rhea Ripley is young, but in her young career, she has, kind of similarly to Cody Rhodes, just in the last 2 years alone, accomplished more than most women could even dream of accomplishing in a full-fledged 25-year WWE or professional wrestling career. I think already at 28, the answer is yeah. The Rock, obviously, of course, the answer is yes for the freaking Rock. Roman Reigns, he'll probably be in the Hall of Fame maybe 3 times as himself. Roman Reigns as a member of the Bloodline and as a member of the Shield. This guy has just had such a legendary career. Sami Zayn, I basically put in the same category as Kevin Owens. So you can take everything I said about Kevin Owens and put it here. Sami Zayn is a Hall of Famer if he were to retire today. Santos Escobar, the answer is no. Scarlett, hi Scarlett, no. Seth Rollins, I mean, yes, of course. Kind of similar to what we just talked about Roman Reigns. He'll also be in the Hall of Fame twice as a member of the Shield and by himself. This guy is a pillar of the company, a face of the company, multi-time world champion, a guy that you can trust with the ball at any single moment. He has been a company man through and through since jumping ship from Ring of Honor to Florida Championship Wrestling to NXT, and then all of his time in the main roster. Of course, this guy is a yes. Shayna Baszler, if we were talking NXT Hall of Fame, the answer is like it's one of the easiest yeses possible, but unfortunately, WWE Hall of Fame, I'm going to say no. Sheamus, this is another easy yes. I mean, he's just one championship away from being a Grand Slam winner, Royal Rumble winner, multi-time world champion. This guy did so much in his career. Okay, so Shinsuke Nakamura can be a little bit of a difficult one, but for me, the answer is yes. Maybe he hasn't had the greatest resume in WWE, but he had a great run in NXT. He had a pretty decent run on the main roster with multiple championships in the mid-card. He's won a Royal Rumble as well, which means that he went on to be one of the headliners of WrestleMania. but more than anything, it's his stuff before WWE as well, his run in New Japan and being one of the trailblazers for making that jump from Japanese wrestling to the world of North American wrestling. Like, many people are following in the footsteps of Shinsuke Nakamura, and he was one of the first dominoes to fall in that movement. Shotzi, I'm gonna say no. Solo Sikoa is a yes because he's a member of the Bloodline, so he goes in as a member of the Bloodline. Do we count Tama Tonga as a member of the Bloodline? I mean, the WWE 2K cover did, and if the WWE 2K cover considers him a member of the Bloodline, do we consider him part of the Hall of Fame entry of the Bloodline? I'm gonna say no. I think he falls under Bloodline 2.0, and I don't think that they're Hall of Fame worthy. Tiffany Stratton still has just way too much to go. She's obviously in a great trajectory to get there, but if things were to end today, the answer is no. Tommaso Ciampa, similar to Johnny Gargano, if it was an NXT Hall of Fame, the answer is yes, but WWE Hall of Fame, no. Everything that I just said about Tama Tonga, it's the same thing about Tonga Loa. I think it would just be too funny to say that Tonga Loa is a WWE Hall of Famer simply because he's a member of the Bloodline. But Bloodline 2.0, no. Tyler Bate, the answer is no. Bo Dallas, the answer is no. Xavier Woods, a really easy yes, of course, as a member of the New Day. We've already talked about Big E and Kofi Kingston. Zelina Vega, I still think, needs to carve out a little bit more of a resume for me to say yes, so I'm going to say no. And Zoe Stark, very similarly to Zelina Vega, still needs to bring in more to her resume for me to say yes. The answer here is also no. All right, folks, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. Get out of here.